You already know what you should be doing. You know that you should be waking up earlier. You know that you should be training. You know that you should be putting that phone down, eating better, and working harder towards your goals. Working harder towards the things that matter to you. Now you know all of this. You know that you need to put more effort in, but you don't do anything about it. Now this is not a motivation problem, and I'm not calling you lazy. It's not a laziness problem, and it's definitely not because you don't want it bad enough. The problem is that you're running your life on grit and willpower instead of running your life on a system. In this video, I'm breaking down why discipline feels almost impossible for most men. The 3 lies that keeps you stuck in the motivation cycle, and the exact operating system that keeps discipline running on autopilot. The same system that helps me go to the gym every single day, even if I don't feel like going. The same system that helps me push through challenges, that helps me push through and work harder. The same operating system that helps me eat cleaner foods, that helps me sleep 8 to 9 hours each night, that helps me get in 3 to 4 litres of water every single day. The same operating system that keeps me moving towards my goals. I've created this system so it doesn't feel like I'm fighting each day. Most men are stuck in a cycle that looks like this. You have a good day, maybe you have 2 good days, maybe even a whole week. You wake up early, you train, you eat clean, you read your book, you're getting some momentum with your side hustle, you're investing your money, you're doing good things, you're becoming the man that you said you were going to become, and you feel like a winner, you feel unstoppable. But then one morning, all of a sudden, you don't feel like putting the work in, you don't want to wake up early, you don't want to go to the gym, and you don't want to eat healthy. What's happened? And then all of a sudden, the guilt hits. You feel like a failure, and then you tell yourself that you'll start on Monday. But then Monday hits and nothing changes, and you're stuck in that cycle. Does that sound familiar? Because that's how I lived before joining the military. And the reason this keeps happening is because most young men, like myself back then, have been sold 3 lies about discipline and what it actually is. Lie number 1. You need to feel motivated to take action. Every motivational video you've ever watched has been reinforced this idea that if you just get fired up enough, you'll do the right thing. But motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. Lie number 2. Discipline is about forcing yourself to do hard things. You've been told that discipline means knuckling your way through the day, gritting your teeth, or suffering. And yes, sometimes doing the work can be discomforting. But if your entire approach to discipline is built on forcing yourself, you're going to burn out. You need to make the work that you're putting in enjoyable, something that you can stick to, because at the end of the day, you're going to quit something you don't enjoy doing. So you need a system that makes the work easy. Lie number 3, you just need to try harder. You've been trying hard for your entire life. Problem is that you're trying too hard, but in the wrong direction, with the wrong structure. It's almost like you're sprinting on a track with no field. Let me tell you something that changed about how I think about this. Here's what nobody tells you about military discipline. Nobody in that environment asks you how you feel. Nobody asks you if you're motivated. Nobody asks you if you had good sleep or what mood you're in. The alarm goes off and you move. You just have to get shit done. The schedule says training at 0600 and you're there at 0600 no matter how you feel. The system runs whether you like it or not. And the thing is, it works. Not because men in the military are superhuman and they're different to you. I served with blokes who were lazy, inconsistent, unorganised, ill-disciplined in their personal lives. But when it came to their job, the military environment, they did well. They were disciplined, they put the work in, they were organised individuals, and they performed extremely well. And that was because the environment had a system built into it that made the right behaviour the default. Stop thinking about discipline as something you have or don't have. Instead, start thinking about discipline as architecture. Think about it like this. If I told you to run a marathon tomorrow, most of you would fail. Not because you're not fit enough. I can imagine a lot of people watching are fit enough, but it's because there's no training plan, there's no structure, there's no schedule, there's no progressive build-up. You'd just be relying on grit, willpower, and determination, raw effort to get you through that marathon, right? But if I gave you a 16-week program that told you the distances, the times, the pace, everything that you needed to know about how to be an efficient runner to smash a marathon, your chances of completing that marathon and potentially getting a good time would go through the roof. Not because you got fitter overnight, but because you had a system. And your daily life works the same way. If you wake up every morning and you have to decide what to do, when to do it, and how to prioritize, You're spending all your mental energy before you've even done anything productive. Decision fatigue, it's real, and it's a silent killer of consistency. The solution is to remove the decisions. Pre-decide your day. Architect your morning, your training, your work block, your reading block, your side hustle block. And that's the difference between the man who is consistent and the man who's trying to be consistent. Now, everything I've just talked about, the architecture, the system, the removal of decisions, I built that into something that you can actually use, and it's called the Discipline Operating System. It's a 30+ page guide built around 5 pillars, and each pillar covers one layer of your day. Pillar 1, identity. This is where you define who you're becoming. Not goals, not wishes, your actual standards. What the man you're building would and wouldn't do. It comes with an identity standards worksheet that forces you to write down and commit to it. The morning architecture. This is the first 90 minutes of your day, pre-decided, no thinking, no scrolling, no negotiating with yourself. It includes a morning routine builder, so you can design the morning that actually fits your schedule, your lifestyle, whether you wake up 5 a.m. or 8 a.m. Pillar 3, the training protocol. A protocol for making sure training happens when it slots into your day. How to structure it so you never have to think about whether today is a training day. The answer is always yes. Pillar 4, deep work blocks. This is for the work that actually moves your life forward. Your career, your side projects, your studies, whatever it is, the system gives you a framework for protecting focus time so it doesn't get eaten by emails, social media, and other priorities. Pillar 5 is the nightly audit. This is where most systems fail. They tell you what to do, but they never ask you to review what you actually did. The nightly audit takes 5 minutes. You score your day. You identify what slipped, and you adjust for tomorrow. It comes with a 4-week audit tracker so you can see your consistency over time, not just day to day. On top of these 5 pillars, you get a principled daily planner so you can physically plan your day each morning. And there's 2 bonuses included. This isn't theory, and it's not a motivational PDF that you'll save to your desktop, never to open again. It's a system. You install it, you run it, you play around with it. It does the heavy lifting in your life that willpower was never designed to do. The most common reason why PDFs don't work for people is because it just gives you information. They tell you what to do, but we already know that you know what to do already. You know that you should be putting in the work. You know that you should be hitting the gym, waking up early, eating clean foods. We already know that because you answered that at the start of this video. But the discipline operating system, it doesn't tell you what to do. It gives you the structure, the accountability in order to do it. Templates, trackers, guides. And the best thing about it, it costs less than a takeaway. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you go through the audits, the trackers, the daily planners, and the guides, you run it for 30 days and nothing changes, email me and I'll give you a full refund. So here's what I want you to do right now. If this video made sense to you, if you watched it and thought, yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing wrong, I need to figure this shit out, then go to the description below and click on the link where it says The Discipline OS.